What's up, everybody? This is Jack from Crypto 49er, bringing you my knowledge in cryptocurrency. Today I want to talk about making money using the Gekko Trading Bot in the downtrend. But before I do, I just want to remind you guys about the trivia question and to give away the $5 on Statement. Unfortunately, it seems like no one was able to answer this trivia question that I asked on Wednesday. And the question was, what is the risk to reward ratio formula? I asked the question 2 days ago in this video, adding stop loss. And the answer is from this video, way back when I was still on YouTube, which is over a week ago now. From this video, Learning from Masters, Deep Dive into Risk Management. So if you look at the show notes in here, I actually show you this is the exact risk to reward ratio formula that I wanted you guys to provide as the answer. So it looks like no one was able to answer it. I didn't get any comments on this particular post in here. So I'll move the $5 to next week, on top of next week's $5. Alright, on to today's topic, making money in the downtrend. So today, originally, I want to talk about setting up Gmail notifications, as is mentioned in this particular post in here. Setting up Gmail notification on the Gekko Trading Bot. It's possible. They actually have instructions in here on how to do it using the plugins and the mail trading advice to your Gmail account. So it's definitely possible to do it. I was able to get it to work, but the main issue is it only works with the Gekko command line. So right now, I personally haven't found a perfect strategy that I would want to use just via the command line. I mean, I think the UI is a lot more easier, a lot more familiar, simpler for people to understand and use, but the command line is something that if you're absolutely comfortable with the strategy you're running, it's probably better to run it off the command line and use something like the Gmail notification to let you know when the bot executes a trade. But because I haven't found that perfect strategy yet, I'm not going to talk about the Gmail notification. What I am going to talk about is how to make money during a downtrend. I think this is one of those questions that gets asked a lot. In the forum here again, this was not exactly asked as a question, but was a response to this particular question here. What strategy use actually? So what the original poster was asking is what people use as the strategy. A lot of people, in his case, mentioned that they use this particular strategy, the RSI Bull Bear. I think it's the ADX RSI Bull Bear strategy, which I haven't even read through the entire thread yet. I will want to do it, and I'll just probably make a video just to explain how it works once I get an understanding of it. But he's really excited because he saw that it made 62,000% gains from 2016 to 2017. Obviously, I think that time frame is ridiculously crazy, let's just say, because that was when Ethereum popped up a lot. But overall, what people talk about most is it's quite easy, as Greg L mentioned here, it's quite easy to beat the market when it's in the uptrend bullish. Getting money from a bearish market is another story. And here's what I wrote several minutes ago. I'm on version 7 of my strategy and finally found something that will make money in the bear market. It also doesn't trigger any stop losses, which is practically amazing. But also earned 1/3 as much during bull markets, so I still need to fine tune it. So I'll just show you guys what this strategy is. So I call it the MACD momentum. So I'm on version 7, like I said in the post. I just want to show you. So as you can see, from April 1st, roughly from here, April 1st to now, it's generally, I would consider this a bull market right now, from April 1st to right now. So because it went up from like 3 something all the way up to over almost 700. It barely hit 700 at one point and went down slightly right now. But in the March time frame is when it was a bear market. From 800 went down to 300. So right now, first I want to show you what it looks like when it's during the bull market. So during bull market, it's only able to make 5%, which is not bad. It's still a positive. It makes 5% for 25 days of trading. So not very much at all in this current version. And I just want to show you for comparison-wise, version 6, my last version, the one that I'm actually using in the live trades right now, in a bull market, how much does it make? It makes a lot more than 5%. So, well, not a lot more. It's 11%. So at least it's mixed double. It makes double than the version 7 does. But the version 7, when I select it and put it through the bear market from March 1st to April 1st, so it still was able to make all close to 5% during the bear market. And you can see it too. It just did one trade here and then skips a few days and then just goes straight in and out and in and out. It made some losses, but it never had a stop loss, as I said. In the previous video, I showed you guys how to set a stop loss for the BBRSI strategy and set it to a 3% stop loss. So I set the same level of stop loss at 3% for this particular strategy, and it never triggered it all the way through. All these losses are like 1% or 2% even, I think, but nothing more than that. So a lot of these are really, really small losses, but they do add up and they do hurt over time. So the thing is, you can see, I don't even see a 2% stop loss, but you see gains that are still pretty good, like almost a 3% gain right here. And again, these like, less than 1% stop losses, less than 1%, 1%, 1%, and these have some gains like 2% here and then the 2% here. And I even have a 8% gain. This is one of those things that all my previous strategies didn't really have an 8% gain like this, almost 8% gain. So this is really, really good strategy in my opinion, but it's not good enough because in the bull markets, it doesn't produce. So, but in the bear markets, there's a 2% loss right here. This is the most it loses, I think. It never triggers more than a 2% loss. So all the way through, I never found a 3% loss. It never stop loss. Oh, actually, here's another 2% loss, 2% plus. So, but it never trigger a 3% stop loss. So again, another one towards the end, 6%, 3% gain back to back. It's not exactly back to back, but it's on the same day even. So this is pretty ridiculously good for something that, as you can see here, again, is trading through the bear market and is still able to make a profit. So I don't really, I'll just say I just found this strategy. I just played around the settings today. I can show you guys it. I mean, not that it really helps because it's not that great a strategy again. So all I do is really literally just try to set the MACD to basically this. So I just basically set it so that the idea is to get the MACD to buy around here in the low and just have it sell it when the MACD line, the blue line, falls back down to below positive. So you see here, this is a 0 line. So if it falls back below it, that's when to sell. So right now, if it bought into it, it will just hold it all the way through until it falls back down, and that's when it sells. And that's the general idea, the main focus of this particular strategy. I made some minor changes to it and was able to somehow make it profitable during the bearish markets, which I still don't quite understand, but it's able to do it because I just want to show you as well that there's so many other strategy going to put through on this bear market here. So let's say the BBRSI strategy that people really like. So I'm going to make sure that the intervals are correct. So, all right. I'll back test it. Look at that. 50% loss. That sounds huge. I think my other strategies, my earlier versions of my MACD momentum strategy were losing 60%. So this is pretty bad, I have to say. Lose half your money during the bear market. But this is, I would say, average. This is not actually that bad because overall, during a bear market, this particular bear market, it actually did, the market itself did lose about 50%, a little bit more than 50%. So this actually beat the market in a sense. So if just by hodling, you would have lost more than 50%. So this actually beat the market slightly, but still really bad. So, but then pretty much all the other strategy that were really popular, the other one that is really popular is the RSI Bull Bear. And again, I don't really know what the proper settings are for RSI Bull Bear. I haven't really looked into it. So I'm just going to go by the long, which is the long is 1,000. So you would need that many for the long, for the warm-up period. So set that. And then we'll back test it. It's finally done. So look at that. 74%. It actually lost more than the market did. So this is not exactly a good strategy. Again, I'm probably not setting the RSI settings correctly, but this going to a bear market, this is not exactly the strategy to use. If you don't know the correct settings, this is definitely not the strategy to use for a bear market. But it shows you it's very hard to get a strategy that profits during the bear market, I somehow have found some magic to it to be able to find that right strategy. And I don't really know if this happens all the time. I'm just testing for one particular bear market, and it just worked. Can't guarantee that it'll work for every bear market, but I do have to say that I did run the back test. So I ran it from the whole time March to April for my particular version 7 of my strategy, and it was still able to be positive. That's why I was really surprised that my strategy worked the way it does. But it's just the gains are so small that I don't think it's ready for prime time yet. But just to find a strategy that works in the bear market, it's exciting. It's really exciting, and I have to say that's why I've been spending so much time trying to come up with that kind of strategy that I haven't been spending enough time to make videos for you guys. I'll definitely try to balance it out a little bit more next week, but just want to let you guys know that there is a possibility to make money in the bear market. I'll just run the test again to bring back the results for you, so you guys can see one more time how it looks like. So again, this is from March 1st to April 1st, to one of the worst bear markets for Ethereum, and it was still able to make 5% gains. So you can see with the chart here, and you can see how much it was simulated profit for Ethereum. So that is my video for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think regarding trying to create a strategy that will earn money in the bear market or in the downtrend. Leave a comment down below. Upvote, reesteem, and follow me if you're new to my channel. If it isn't crypto, it isn't worth mining, it isn't worth speculating. I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace out.